You bite your motherfucking lips, you put your lips in, and you go. Bitch, and that's exactly what she did.
Bitch is a fan, okay?
Okay, Summer. Okay, Summer.
I ain't even paying attention to this because Summer, I need that watch back ASAP. This is a nice, beautiful house. I hate to have to fuck it up.
Summer, give the watch, stop. Summer.
Hey y'all, this is your girl Free. It's been a while. Welcome to my channel. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. So we are into Baddies Africa. Yes, we are talking about the thing. Okay? All right, so right now I'm just showing like a little clip of Anna because Anna, you know, she's not going to be here for the whole season. So Anna versus Stunner Girl, who y'all think won? I definitely think Anna did her big one considering that she had to go up against Natalie and Stunner. And I love Anna. Anna, I think you did your big one. Clocked that T. Loved it. And yeah, I definitely feel like she would be missed. And my whole thing is like, first of all, the original big three is Taziki, Anna, and Biggie. Taziki said that out her mouth after the reunion. So now everybody want to be trio. So, but we know who made the trio, the first trio, okay? We clocked that T. So now here comes Bad Dolly, Summer, and Lex. And they look really, really nice. And this is the first time that they're meeting Cold Killer, K Rican. Yes, K Rican. She killing it from Atlanta. And they all chopping it up. And also Fauna. I love Fauna. So far, these girls, Cold Killer is my girl. She coming through on the 1-2 yin-yang, period. Like, she not tolerating nothing. I like the fact that she's respectable. I like the fact that she's a girl's girl. I like the fact that she's anti-bully. And she stands on business no matter what. And it was clear that she definitely had some fans when it came to Dolly because Dolly was putting her on. And I definitely feel like the real issue that I'm seeing for real, I feel like Summer was a little low-key jelly or whatever the case was. Because first off, she like Fauna over here getting along with my girls or whatever the case is. So I got to be on all 10 or whatever. And it wasn't even necessary. You know what I'm saying? Because Cold Killer was chill. Bad Dolly was giving her compliments. You know what I'm saying? And then with Fauna was just basically like, there's certain things that you be saying in the heat of the moment, which is true. She just said something about, oh yeah, you look like Emmett Till. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you just say certain things, Summer. So it's like, I didn't think that would require you to fight. But here we go, y'all. We see them squaring up. And it was definitely unnecessary. And then at some point, it was definitely giving me a little bit of bully. But here goes Summer. Summer's in here doing whatever. And Cold Killer over here just going at her. Like, don't be calling her no kind of name. Winter, you know what I'm saying? So she like, stand on business. Stop trying to be disrespectful on purpose, you feel me? And that was the whole point. She said, you want to respect her name. You want to call my girl my friend by her name. And Summer was like, that got nothing to do with you. So why you stepping up? But it's like, girl, why are you bullying anybody anyway? So this was crazy because they really sat there and was squabbling. Like, it really was 3-on-3. Like, obviously, Bad Dolly, look, you see Bad Dolly coming in. You see Summer trying to jump over the security. Security getting whacked from every angle. Lex is over here fighting. Security just in the middle. It was all hair tugging and pulling. You know, Cold Killer versus Lex because they're reaching over each other. Then Fauna Rican is underneath the security. And then, man, K Rican was just getting all brunts of it in the beginning because she was in the middle. That joint was crazy. Summer really was, I think Summer was a little jealous. It wasn't even necessary. All about a name, trying to tell a girl, I'm going to call you what I want to call you, which is crazy because it's like, girl, you're not going to come up here and bully nobody, which is crazy. I ain't going to lie. This one, Summer got the hands, but K Rican mouth, she know how to be talking to get you mad, all right? She know how to get you riled up. So now they like, girl, Dolly is like, yo, we're the big three. And Fauna, K Rican, and Cold Killer was all on his senses. Like, first of all, there is no big three because we're all standing on our own business because we're not from high school. You know, that was childish or whatever. We're all grown-ass women. We're going to stand on our square. You feel me? So they were like, now y'all want to make us a trio, so I guess we're going to be one. But it was never, but that's what I like about them. I like the fact that they all stood on their own business. They all still fell into line for helping out each other, even though, like, the Dolly and Summer was doing the most, in my honest opinion. Okay, so now we got Tavi, and I'm not going to sit there and lie. Like, shout out to Queens, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brooklyn, shout out to New York, shout out to the 5 boroughs. But Tavi, in my opinion, was doing a little bit too much with DTB. I love DTB. DTB is my girl. You know what I'm saying? But her calling out DTB for the fade, you know, was a little, I don't know. It was a little weird. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get it, but I felt like she was definitely looking for a moment. And Summer or Fonda is like, first of all, you're gonna respect my name, and you're not gonna call me what you want to call me. Don't be talking to my bees about her name. Don't be talking about her name. And she's like, F your bees, or whatever. So now, Fonda over here squaring up with Summer, and she over here like, yeah, what you said, mink. What you said, mink. What you said, mink. And I ain't gonna lie. So far, I love Fonda. Fonda is mad dope. I feel like she's really, really beautiful. And you know, the Baddies Africa cast, they've been doing their big one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely do like Baddies Going By, but I feel like Baddies Africa, I still live for it. I like the fact that Diamond stood on business. Tavi, I feel like she was trying to bully her low-key, but she was like, you're not going to bully me. So, what's up? And it was just mad weird because I think Summer ended up, they went back to the sprinters. Summer, I think, ended up throwing something into the car in the van. So they was like, oh, heck nah. So they was basically like, I'm going to spit, I'm going to do whatever I want. It's all limits is off. I'm throwing water, I'm splash. And I'm not really none of the spitting. I just feel like that's just like too low for me. I feel like just square her up and do your big one. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I'm not going to lie, I love, first of all, I've been loving Ivory. But Ivory is in her like soft girl era. She's really doing her big one, and I feel like yes, I'm all here for it. So now the Baddies is really in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Natalie and Rollie, they came in first, or whatever the case is. Summer and Bad Dolly and Lex was the first group that came in from the sprinter after they just fought. So they were over here just enjoying more of the actual dancers and stuff like that. But it was so crazy because the dancers looked so sad and disappointed. They looked like, dang, what the heck is going on? You know, and you know, this is a shame. But you know, so now we got Summer versus Fauna. So now they squaring up. So but Summer was on that. Summer saw them on guard and went full throttle. She wasn't playing or whatever. So you see Summer fall to the floor. You see Fauna, she got her wig cap, and now Lex is over here just ready like, oh, okay, I'm behind my girls or whatever the case is. But she was like how she was too busy looking at the dancers, so she just saw Summer and Fauna just getting it in, and it was up. After that, I think it was Dolly versus Fauna and K Rican. And you see the dancers just still dancing. They doing their big one, and they ain't got nobody paying attention. Like, child, that's crazy. The ancestors do not approve. They do not approve, honey. But anyways, you know, like I said, yeah, I just didn't like the jump in. Summer and Dolly keep on jumping in for each other in different instances, and it was just like giving weird. Summer jumping in for Lex is weird. Lex could definitely fight on her own. And it's just giving like, to me, it's just like, oh, I need y'all, just like, and but it's like, yeah, you gotta have a storyline, but you gotta have like, I gotta be my own person. You feel what I'm saying? And I just want to be no kind of follower or whatever. I just feel like Fonda stood on business. She like, listen, you're just not going to call me what you want to call me. You're just not going to bully me. So it's up. And it was weird that Dolly was even defending Summer because, like, at the end of the day, like, Summer was being rude first. And I don't care if that's your friend or not. Like, nobody's not going to just be disrespectful just because you don't even know us. And then you was just saying that, oh, yeah, we dope and stuff like that. And then you act them. The thing was that Dolly asked them, how do you feel about the big three? They said, oh, we cool with y'all because we like that y'all stood on business and y'all rocked for each other. So it was like, there was not no real smoke. So for somebody to just feel like, oh, nobody could check her, nobody can't say stuff. It's like, girl, you never give that energy to Ivory. Never give it to Ivory. But, hey, she know who to play with. So now Summer versus Cold Killer. Now, Summer been whooping Cold Killer ass. I ain't going to hold you. It's been crazy. Like, it's like the more Summer get beat up, the more Cold Killer, the more Summer get into fights, the more she gets better at it. Like, she just learned, like, real quick. Like, oh, I got stomped out. I'm going to stomp on another girl. Like, so I give it to Summer, though. But I do fuck with Cold Killer. I feel like Cold Killer, she really be doing her big one. She got that stomp on Summer right here. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, I got to get you. But that was, like, as much as she did her big one, because Summer hands have been, like I said, getting way better, girl. I'm like, I fear. Summer be eating, I fear. And go ahead, Summer, do your big one, as you should. Kay Rican, she wasn't doing too bad when it came to her fights, but you can see how disappointed the Africans look. Look at it, they're like, what the hell? So it is Bad Dolly versus Fauna. And then Summer coming in. You see Summer jumping in again. So now Summer is scratching Fauna. So now K Rican is trying to got Fauna back. And then Lex is coming around and trying to get K Rican. And then now you see Now you see Cold Killer and Fauna versus Summer. And then they just kept on fighting or whatever the case was. And now the original scene that we see in the beginning, now this is Pretty P versus Summer, okay? So apparently there was some stuff that was behind the scenes or whatever the case is, some kind of smash talk. That's why Summer was coming at her like this, because she was like, oh, F Milwaukee, F where you come from, F all you stand for. I was like, first of all, yeah, that was personal. It's a... But Natalie's basically chopping it up with Summer and Dolly, and it's like, yo, okay, so y'all don't, I thought y'all didn't have a problem with Pretty P, so what's going on with the watch? You know what I'm saying? So Pretty P was like, girl, this is the most expensive thing that you had in your life. This is a pretty house. I wouldn't want to mess this up. Yo, Pretty P, I love Pretty P. She's staying on business. And, yo, when she do this thing with her tongue right here, like, yeah. I love the fact that she always ready to get it. She always make that face. And Summer ain't scary, but Summer, she did do her big one. She did her big one. So Summer versus Pretty P, they had about 3 rounds, and Summer lost all 3 rounds. Pretty P got into that ass. So the first round, she did that, and then there you go. There's the Rolex into the river. You look at Lex's face, they're like, damn. The Africans are like, damn. Ivory is like, damn. Everybody was like, come on, girl. But Bad Dolly was the one that put the battery in her back. It was like, toss it, and that was mad whack. Pretty P looking distraught, like, girl, I never even paid for the whole watch. She was like, donk. Now it's a pawned watch. And I'm like, girl, she is bold. She's like, F yours, F your watch, bitch, F everything you stand for. I'm like, girl, I'm trying to tell you, that is crazy. It's up. So now it's round number 2, you feel me? That Pretty P sat there and swinging. All right, let's go ahead. They swinging again. And this is where she busted that lip, y'all. Bam. Look, Summer mid just bam. Pretty P just smacking, swinging. And then security had to get that. But Pretty P, she did her big one. And this wasn't the first time Summer was bleeding, but Summer was just been taking hits for real. And I'm just like, I don't know what she on, but she's Superwoman over here. You feel me? So that was the end of, you know, the fight or whatever the case is. Who y'all felt won? Do you feel like Summer won? Did you feel like Pretty P won? I think it was clear who was the winner, okay? But what are y'all thoughts? Like, comment, share, and subscribe, all right? And we're going to get back into the Baddies review, okay? So Summer is still popping-ish, and Pretty P is like, dang. And, you know, Natalie was like, I don't know what happened, guys. But trust me, guys, I will give you back your watch. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, now it's Natalie versus DTB. She's like, yo, what's up? What's the problem? And honestly, Diamond did her big one. You feel me? She got the biggest room. Like, it's crazy how that worked out for Diamond in the season. But Diamond definitely is the MVP, straight up. And now we got Diamond versus Tavi. And who y'all think won? Do you think DTB won? Do you think Tavi won? Ivory was telling DTB to put her hands up. Oh, yeah, make sure that she undercut her and stuff. Tavi started picking up notes and started doing what Ivory said and started getting on DTB. And it was interesting. And Lex comes up while that's happening, and then she sneaks Scotty. Hit Scotty a few rounds, snatches Scotty wig off. And that was the end of the season, y'all. So, not me, the episode, my bad. So, y'all, that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching, coming in. Check out the Professional to Psycho podcast. Like, comment, share, subscribe for more. Peace out.